Today we are going to look at a twin flame connection. So if you believe that you might be in a twin flame connection, or if you're interested to see whether the cards resonate with you, then keep watching. I'm going to extend this on YouTube, okay, because it's going to run longer than the 3 minutes. So let's have a look. What do we need to know about this twin flame connection? So twin flames is the idea of one soul that is split into two people. And when those souls recognise each other, there's like an awakening, like a spiritual awakening. It can even be like dark night of a soul. So it can be like things start to really feel challenging, particularly usually for the feminine energy first of all. It can feel like everything starts to sort of fall apart and it's really stressful and very unusual. And then usually the masculine will catch up at a later point. But the twin flame journey itself can be very kind of like runner, chaser, hot, cold, quite challenging. There can be big obstacles like age gaps or religion or distance or, you know, whatever it might be. So let's have a little look. How funny, the first card out, the Four of Wands, which is the twin flame card. It's the 1111 card. We got the star, so we got wish fulfillment. So I think a lot of you will have already kind of come to the recognition that this could be a twin flame connection, and you're starting to maybe manifest it or to visualize it or to kind of really like take an interest in it and what it might mean and what you might be feeling. And it's interesting as well because then we've got the Emperor and the Empress, which is like divine feminine, divine masculine, but also can be taken as the twin flame connection and union. So as the feminine energy, the Queen of Cups, which can be water sign energy here, I've also got air sign energy. So as the feminine energy, you're trying to kind of make sense of your feelings and emotions versus your head and your logic. Okay, so it's like head versus heart. So your feelings feel like they're very close to the surface. They're very confusing, maybe very all over the place, very overwhelming. So you're trying to step into this Queen of Swords energy. You're trying to be logical about it. Like, why can't I stop thinking about this person? Like, why am I so overwhelmed by these emotions? Like, trying to make logical sense of it. We've also got an element of secrecy here, so it could well be that you're not sharing how you're feeling with the other person, or you're not even maybe talking about it to anyone because you're still trying to come to terms with it or figure it out. Now, the masculine energy is in a state of confusion. They also are very much up in their head though, so they're much more in their thoughts than their emotions at this time, okay, which is not unusual. They're in that very kind of logical energy. So what we see is a very strong chemistry, okay, with the Lovers and the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands can also be almost like that telepathic communication that you've got going on. You think of them, they're thinking of you, they message you, that kind of thing. And the chemistry is very, very strong here with the Lovers. Okay, so what next in this connection? We've definitely got some obstacles here with this Five of Wands. So as I said, it could be conflict, it could be inner conflict, of course, but it could be like obstacles and challenges, as I mentioned, like age, age gap, difference of culture, distance. It could even be that one of you is already in another relationship at this time, you know, when you've met, which again, you know, it can happen that way. So we've got you sort of almost in this healing energy really with this Four of Swords. You're focusing on yourself, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to get clarity, but there is a lot of fire here, there is a lot of passion. So I'm going to use a second deck to try and clarify, because it feels like basically at this point, the feminine energy, if this is you watching, you have already realised that this could be this twin flame journey. The masculine feels like they're very confused by it, but they're maybe not on the same level of like spiritual awareness at this point, or you know, maybe they're just not quite so open to that school of thought or something like that. Let's see, what next in this twin flame connection? Let's have a look. Queen of Cups again, so we've got Queen of Cups twice. So all I would say with the Queen of Cups is just be careful that you're not pouring 100% of yourself into things, okay? Which means the balance is off, which means if you are giving all of your time, your love, your attention, your effort, your energy, it's going to push the balance off. It needs to be a bit more balanced and a bit more reciprocal, which actually makes sense with this Six of Pentacles that we saw previously. I do wonder if somebody is currently married with this Hierophant card, or whether there is a religious or cultural difference, because it can mean that as well. But we have got the Tower, so it could be that somebody's recently ended a relationship or a marriage, or there's a Tower moment coming. So we're asking what next, and we get the Tower. The Tower is a turning point, okay? A lot of people don't enjoy seeing the Tower, but it's about change, and it's about something sort of coming down or collapsing in order to sort of rebuild something more solid and like more fulfilling. Again, I've got King of Pentacles, so I don't know if the person you're dealing with is an earth sign, or it's just like they're very, very grounded. They're certainly very slow moving and very cautious in their approach. And this is actually starting to feel like quite a burden for you. We've also got the Moon, which is like things being hidden. It can be things which are later brought to light or later come to light. So it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere down the line you are able to have the conversation with your person around this, and like, oh, at this time I was thinking this, what were you thinking? Or, you know, I thought you weren't interested, but you know, and actually kind of like talk some of it through. We do get the Seven of Swords, which can be around secrecy, and that did come out twice. So it may be that you're having to keep this connection a secret, and going forward it may still be a secret for some time to come. But we do get a transformation with the Death card, okay? It's not a physical death, please don't worry. But it is a transformation to the situation or the energy. And then it's like, once you free yourself almost from the mental turmoil of trying to figure this out or overthinking this too much, then we get the Sun, you know, happiness, freedom, joy. And the Seven of Cups, which is kind of like illusion, fantasy, choices. There's some sort of progress towards emotions being shared with the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups can also be the beginning of the relationship becoming official, somebody actually saying, look, let's do this, let's just jump in. And with the Chariot, it's quite a fast moving energy, so it may be unexpected, or it could be sort of representing like the next 6 to 8 weeks, quite a you know, a short period of time. This person certainly looks like they want to invest in you, but they also like to feel in control, or they like to sort of have this sense of stability, and this connection has completely knocked them sideways. It's really kind of left them in this, I think it's just made them feel quite anxious, probably because they don't understand it. But there is like an energy of like impulsiveness, and the Wheel of Fortune, like the tables turning and things starting to shift, and somebody speaking their truth with the Ace of Swords. Again, it can be like a new beginning, the Aces. We've got the Devil here as well. I think there's a lot of attraction. I think there's a lot of physical chemistry going on here. But because one of you may or may not be taken, it's almost like the forbidden fruit or something like that. The other way to take the Devil can be a toxic cycle, okay? And I have to say that with the twin flame journey, it can feel quite toxic. It's not the easiest situation. There's obstacles and there's challenges. And the reason you get the running and the chasing is because you awaken something in the other person, some kind of lesson, some kind of next level, and then, you know, you retreat, and you're a mirror of each other as well. So it can often be that your lives have been mirroring each other at certain points, or you've been on like similar paths at similar points. But it's definitely to make you also look at yourself and reflect things back to each other. The Oracle is giving chemistry and falling for you. We've got Strength and Warrior, which can also be Leo energy. And then we've got Ice Queen. So this is when you're trying to be in that logical energy. You're trying to be in that Queen of Swords energy. But even if you're in no contact, because I do have blocks and obstacles, and if that happens to be no contact, for example, we've still got spying and watching and wondering. And you need to think outside the box a little bit more and just explore it as a bigger picture, I guess. Let me just grab a card that fell. Some things take time. How ironic. Some of you may have been on this journey a very long time. It does feel like there are shifts and changes to come for the better. And with that Chariot energy, it does feel sooner rather than later. So although your person is cautious, although the masculine seems to be a couple of steps behind on this journey, it does look fairly positive. So I hope it resonates. Please subscribe and like the video, and I will see you soon.